Hello everyone, I am the Grand Cat and welcome to a whole new set of Grand Cat reviews. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of stuff for everyone watching at home. You've probably seen the videos just uploading daily, but for me, I am doing this for the first time in a couple of weeks. So this is going to be all brand new stuff, I hope. So we have a whole bunch of things that we're going to be reviewing over the next few episodes, but we're going to be starting with this set of 5. It's a set of 5 classic Sonic the Hedgehog figures, and let's look and see exactly what we have. They are all the 2-inch size. You have Dr. Eggman, Sonic, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. So, the Sonic, Amy, and Tails are all, they've been released before, so they're re-releases, and the Dr. Eggman, or the Dr. Robotnik, and the Knuckles aren't actually released yet. So this is a way to get your hands on these figures early, and this is the first time that we've had a proper classic Knuckles figure that I'm aware of. I don't think Jazzwares did it. This is definitely the first one by Jakks. Don't think Toy Island had it. I think actually there might have been a classic Knuckles actually. In fact, actually I think I've got it upstairs. It's still waiting to be unboxed. It was the 2-pack that came with the magazines. But this is a very, very lovely addition to any Sonic franchise. So here you have the figures in the back. Just a lovely photograph showing the characters. The side has the old artwork of Sonic, as does the opposite side. The top of it just says Sonic the Hedgehog, and the bottom is just your basic blurb. Nothing of real interest other than the strange little Sonic in the bottom left corner there. So let's just jump right into it, and we'll see exactly what we have here. How does this open? It looks like it opens from the top. So that is what we were doing then. That's interesting, because normally it opens from the side, so a bit of a different thing going here. Probably not going to put the box on this one. It's not that special a thing, I don't think. So let us pull this open. Oh my goodness, it's already tearing, so thank goodness we're not keeping it. And just can pull this out. It's a little bit stuck. It's a little bit in refusal. I'm not sure what it is that's keeping it in there, but it certainly is. It's not wanting to move. Got a little bit of movement here. There we go. So the inside of the box is nothing special. It's just grey. Nothing special going on there. That can sit over to the side. And here are our lovely Sonic figures. So let's jump into them. So this plastic bit just comes away, and you have this little graphic thing here. I don't think that's got really anything to do with Sonic, but it's nice that it's just, rather than plain blue, they've given you a little bit of texture to the thing. So, how many of you are locked in by the little things? It looks like it's maybe only just Knuckles and Tails. So let's go for the main character first, Sonic. See if we can get him out. And welcome to the ASMR part of the video, where you hear the figures being pulled out of their plastic prison. For anyone that's new to the channel, this is what I do. I show the entire unboxing. Don't just skip right ahead to the part where the figures are already out. So you get to see the full experience, the full, very long, very irritated experience. Okay, and there we go. There is our Sonic figure. So I'm pretty sure this is the same Sonic that we've had before. So we've had 2 of the 4-inch Sonic, or the 2-inch Sonics, sorry, that are classic. And let's just compare them just now. So this one here is the second version of the figure that comes with the chili dog, who is very in refusal stand. There we go. Really in refusal stand. Come on. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. And let's look at the original one. And this one here is the original which I think is exactly identical. It's the exact same mold, the exact same figure, the exact same colours. It doesn't look like anything has changed between these two figures. Not that I can see, from an initial glance at least. So I think this is a good way to get this figure, you know, because it's the original one. But I think it is just exactly the same. I think the idea of the set of 5 was just that it was going to be, you know, a way of collecting the figures, you know, that you might have missed, or just to get the additional new ones as well. So there we go. So the first figure is Sonic, which is an exact re-release of the previous figure. So you can go over here to the side. And let's look at our next ones. So let's look at Tails next. I suppose if we were doing it in order of when they were supposed to be released, we should be doing Amy next. But Sonic CD came out after Sonic 2, even though it was supposed to come out beforehand, because CDs take a long time to produce, apparently. And there we go. Tails came out with a little bit more ease. So here we have the Tails, and we do have the original Tails as well. So let's compare him, and there is the original Tails, and it looks like they're exactly the same once again. It seems to be the same. Yeah, it seems to be the same mold, seems to be the same sculpture, and seems to be the same colour. I think those are the same colour. Yeah, they are. Yep, I think they are exactly the same. I was trying to see if there was any differences between them, maybe in the colouring or maybe in anything, but no, I think this is literally just a re-release. So if you have the original classic 2-inch Sonic and Tails, then this is going to be exactly the same. I feel like the others are going to be the same as well, but I mean, what we are after here is we're after the new things. There, we can use Tails as Tails to get him to stand a little bit better. Let's turn Sonic so that he faces the camera a little bit. Tails can join him a bit there. Okay, so then next, let's move into Amy. Now, interestingly, I've got the classic Amy, but I hadn't actually done the unboxing of her yet. So now I'm just going to keep that one sealed, because I'm sure that this is going to be the exact same figure. So once we can get Amy out of there, so we can get her ears are keeping her stuck, and also this one foot down here. Oh my goodness. Thankfully we're not keeping this packaging, because the packaging would be ruined. Oh my gosh. This one's really in refusal. I'm half considering just cutting the plastic to get her out of there, because it's very, very in refusal. And if I just can get this ear out here. There we go. And there, that was the entire issues. So here is our classic Amy, who looks nothing like the modern Amy. This is Amy from Sonic CD. I don't think she came into any other, certainly none of the other game franchises. She was more notable in the Sonic the Comics, or the Archie comics, I think. So let's look over the articulation. So she has the legs that have the posability, the feet move on a swivel, the shoulders should be on a little ball joint. You can see it here, but it's a little bit in refusal. She has the neck swivel, obviously. The arms are a little bit stiff, so I'm trying to move them. But I think maybe the way that the shirt is actually preventing you from moving the shoulders, you know, back and forward or up and down. Otherwise, these are just really stiff, but I'm trying to move it, but it's really in refusal. So you've got her in this weird stance where she's got her hands out instead of being able to put them down at her side. So you can see there's a little bit there that says that this should move, and I'm putting a little bit of effort into it now, and it really doesn't want to. That's a bit annoying. Like, it feels like it's supposed to, but it's not just one arm, it's both arms, which makes me think that maybe it's the actual figure rather than the thing. So then you've got her in this kind of weird stance where you can't actually move her hands down, which is a little bit strange. So we don't have the original Amy. There we go. In focus. We don't have the original Amy unboxed, so we're just going to have to leave her like that. But what we will do a little bit later is we will compare them with the Jazzwares version, which is very, very different. We've got the Jazzwares versions of a lot of these characters. There's the Jazzwares Sonic as well. Well, Jazzwares Classic Sonic, Jazzwares Classic Tails as well. So you can see that those are a little bit different as well. We've also got the Jazzwares Dr. Eggman, but of course there isn't a Jazzwares Classic Knuckles. So that is going to be brand new, but we'll do a little comparison with them in just a minute. First, let's get out Dr. Eggman. So here is Dr. Eggman, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, or Dr. Ove Kintuar, as he used to be known. If you read the Archie comics, that is what they will absolutely tell you. It was Dr. Robotnik's original name before he became the evil Dr. Eggman, in the same explosion that turned Sonic from a brown hedgehog into a blue hedgehog. And also, Sonic's original name before he became Sonic was Orville or something? No, maybe it wasn't Orville. Can't remember. But I remember Ogilvy. Ogilvy, I think his name was. It's something absolutely ridiculous. But the Sonic comics are not canon in the slightest. Although on occasion the games do take little bits from the comic. So here we have Dr. Robotnik. I think it's pretty cool looking actually. He's got more flexibility than I expected. See, the arms move very nice and simple and easy. You can see that little part there. Does he have any head movement? No, I think the head is stationary. But the arms move very easily. There's no body torso. No body movement, sorry, this doesn't turn. The feet turn, but do they move? They do. So you can have him kind of going into a sitting position, and the legs can also go back as well. So you can get a kind of walking position. The only strange thing about it is the shoulders are up a bit too high. And also, because he's only 2-inch, he is basically the same height as Sonic, which is not entirely correct, but it is very cool to get Dr. Robotnik. It's the same as when we got the set for the Sonic the movie, when you had the 2-inch movie Dr. Robotnik. It didn't make any sense for him to be the same height, but the larger Dr. Robotnik made perfect sense in terms of the size of the other figures. And lastly, the one that I'm most looking forward to, is of course the brand new Classic Knuckles. It is about time that we get a Classic Knuckles, because I have been waiting for this since practically Sonic 3. So it's very, very cool to see. Let's get the Master Emerald defending Echidna from the floating island out of his packaging. The potentially last Echidna of the race, as the story goes. And there he is in all of his glory. So this is low-key, this was the whole reason that I bought this set of 5, was just for this one guy, this Knuckles. And oh my goodness, he's awesome. So the dreadlocks, essentially, they are soft plastic. The head is hard plastic. You can kind of see where it's been connected on, if the camera would focus. So you can see that. The arms do have the movement, once again. Move back and forward, move up and down. There's no wrist rotation movement, so the way the arm is the way the arm comes. His hands are both balled into fists, the way that Knuckles should be, I think. So Knuckles was, like, really, with the exception of Metal Sonic, the first kind of major rival to Sonic that wasn't Dr. Robotnik, like the first, creature that was like him, that was an opponent. So it's very, very cool to see Knuckles. As you can see, his tail kind of stops the movement of the head, but the fact that the dreadlocks are soft plastic means that you can indeed, actually move the head, and the dreadlocks will actually go past the tail, so you can get your Knuckles into these cool little situations. So you can get into these little poses, I guess, which is really, really nice. I really like the sculpt on it. It really does remind me of the classic version of Knuckles. I really like what they've done. They've got, everything about him just looks absolutely perfect. This part here in the chest is painted on, that's not sculpted. So that is, but that's the way it's supposed to be. So there's no complaints there. And yes, there we go. So overall, there is your set of 5 figures, which I'm very, very happy with. And now let's just do a little comparison to some of the previous versions of these characters. So, what do we have first? Let's look at Sonic. Let's go with him first. So, of course, this is the one from the set of 5 figures. We already saw the Wave 2 Sonic that comes with the Jelly Dog, and we also saw that he is just a reprint of the initial set 1 Sonic, of course. But in addition, we also have the... Is this from Jazzwares? Let's check. Yep. This is the Jazzwares Classic Sonic. So I prefer the pose that the Jazzwares Classic Sonic is in. Where his fists, are, balled up in fists. He's got his hands down and he's got, like, the straight legs. So that... And also he's just a slight darker colour. Let's see if we can get that on camera there. And I think the little darker blue is a little bit better. So if you're looking for, a good classic Sonic, I would go for the Jazzwares one. He's a little bit more expensive. He's got a lot more flexibility. As you can see, he's got the waist movement there as well. The wrists do rotate on the Jazzwares Classics. So that's also very cool to see. And they are also the exact same height as well. So actually, it's, it would fit in perfectly to your collection. The only difference is the classic Jazzwares Sonic has much smaller pupils than the modern Jakks specific ones. So I think the eyes look better in this. It's got a slightly better face, but I prefer the sculpt and I prefer the look of the Jazzwares version. So that is it in terms of the classic Sonics. I'm not going to go into the 4-inch ones, we're only doing the 2-inch ones, so that is what we're going to do today. So let's move them to the side, we'll move Sonic back here as we move into the next figure. So you guys can just come along here. And the next one is the classic Tails, which is of course an exact recopy, and just an exact... replacement. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten English. It's a re-release. Oh my goodness, that's what I was trying to think of the original Tails. And of course, here we have the Jazzwares Tails. So the Jazzwares Tails is a much taller Tails. So of course, Jazzwares Sonic and Tails were exactly the same height. But anyone that knows Sonic knows that Sonic should be a little bit taller than Tails, which is what they've made him. So that's why this Tails is a little bit taller. Let's look at the sculpt of this one. So the face looks very, very similar. They've got the same kind of eyes. He's got the open mouth. The little hair quiff goes straight forward rather than to the side like these ones. He's also a darker orange. These tails are a slight bit brighter. They're almost a kind of like more shade of yellow than of orange. This tails, he has his tails outwards, and of course they rotate. The tails on these also rotate, but having the big, oh my goodness, there we go. Having the big tails outwards gives a lot of weight, a lot of feel to the character. The shoes are a little bit different as well. These are almost kind of shiny, whereas this is a kind of matte paint. And you can actually see, as an added cool detail, there's a little buckle there, just on the side of the shoe of the Jakks tails. And of course, the Jazzware's tail does also have the body movement, so you can rotate him, but it does look a bit strange when he's rotated because the fur doesn't match up. And once again, he's got the closed fist, the same that the Jazzware's Sonic has, and of course these fists do rotate as well. I've got him in the classic little punching the air, kind of happy tails look. Whereas these ones, honestly, I think the Jakks specific tails actually looks a little bit better than the Jazzware's one. I do really love my Jazzware's tails, of course, but I think if you're looking for a perfect rendition of the classic characters, I think this is the one that you go for. It's just the tails are in the exact position, like when you're playing Sonic 2, that would be the way that the tails would be sitting if you're in a standing motion. He's got one open hand, he's got one closed fist, so it gives you a little bit of versatility. You can get him into various different poses that you can think of, and I think this is just a nicer version of Tails. Next, we're going to look at Amy, who, this is just another re-release, so we don't need to look at the original one because obviously we don't have it opened. It's either closed. But here we have the Jazzware's version. So the differences here is the hands are out to the side, which in the original Sonic CD game, I think that's the way that she ran. I think she ran with her hands out. There's no leg movement, no feet movement whatsoever. Well, the feet rotate, but there's no leg movement here. The outfits are very, very similar, but this one, it has the additional part that the arms do go up, so she can, kind of have her hands upwards, where this one looks like it's supposed to be able to do that, but it just doesn't. The other major thing is the eyes. The pupils are a lot smaller on this figure than they are with this one, but this one has a lot more flexibility. They've got very similar colours. The hairband, I think, is done a bit better on the Jazzwares than the Jakks specific than the Jazzwares. Oh my goodness. Even the nose is a little bit different. She's got like a smaller, thinner nose here. This one is a little bit more, it looks more like to the character's face. Also, she has nothing really going on in the face here. This one has a nice smile on the face, so it gives a little bit more character to it. I think oh my goodness, I think it'd be nicer if the hands could go down on this one, and I really think that they're supposed to be able to, and they're just really fighting me on it. Maybe I'll try it off camera, but I think that would be nicer rather than having her hands outwards like that. And I do kind of prefer, she's got one closed fist and she's got one open fist, like she can hold something. So maybe with the Pico Pico hammer that she gets when she is in the modern version, like maybe there will be a smaller version of that will come out at some point so that she can hold that as well. In terms of the shoes, actually, the shoes on this are a lot more detailed than this one. I don't know what is actually going on here. I think they maybe didn't know what was really going on, if you look at it. So in terms of the detailing of the shoes, certainly goes to the original Jazzwares rather than Jakks specific version. And oh my goodness, we're getting a lot of sun coming in from the side here. It's giving us a lot of shade. I can only apologise. We're using the sun for lighting as well as the regular lighting, and the sun is just overpowering our regular lighting. So the next one is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, Of course, we don't actually have any classic Knuckles, so classic Knuckles is just exactly as it is. We're just going to put him over to the side here. We're going to look at Eggman, which is last. Now, of course, as you saw previously in the video, we do have the 4-inch, the 4-inch Dr. Eggman, which is very, very similar to the 2-inch one. It also has the big shoulders and everything as well. And also this is a much better scale for our Sonic characters. You can see there, the Sonic only comes to about halfway up Dr. Eggman, which is the way that it's supposed to be. So I'm looking forward to opening this and comparing him with the classic figures. But we do have some other Sonic figures. So we have the Jazzwares Dr. Robotnik, which I think this is the best Dr. Robotnik you can get. If you can get yourself a hold of the Jazzwares Sonic, or the Dr. Robotnik, even the classic Dr. Robotnik. So the only way to get this guy, it was in a 3-set, and he came with 2 Egg Robos, and here they are. I think there was a re-release of him that he came with 2 other figures instead. But I can't remember what that looked like. So that's how I got mine, at least. But the way that the shoulders ride in, you know, it just gives him this whole circular look. You can see that he's got his big grin hidden underneath his mustache. Like when you look at the figure face down, like, you know, from the top, you don't really see it, but like when you turn the face, you see that big old mischievous grin there. And he's got, you know, such fantastic posability and flexibility as well. He's got the elbow joints, he's got the shoulder joints. The shoulders do move up as well. And he doesn't have much going on with the legs, but that kind of works for him because he is just meant to be a big old ball. And this is entirely solid. This isn't hollow. This is a very, very weighty figure, you know, with lots of meat on him, whereas this is entirely hollow on the inside as well. So, but also this is a great scale for your Sonic characters. You can see that, you know, to the size of Sonic, it works really, really nice for them. So this is pretty cool. But we do have another Dr. Robotnik that we can look at, and this Dr. Robotnik comes from First 4 Figures. So let's just move this one over here, move this one over here, and let's look at the First 4 Figures Dr. Robotnik, which is the first one that comes with the Eggomatic, and it looks really, really nice. In terms of your classic figures, this is absolutely fantastic. You know, you can actually see the inside of what the Eggomatic looks like. It's got the whole jet engine at the back of it. Of course, this is the basic classic version of the Eggomatic as well, which is very, very cool to see. And if you want to compare the heights, you can see that he's practically the same height. He's just a little bit taller than this Dr. Eggman, and he looks like he would be a perfect fit, you know, for, you know, like if this Dr. Eggman could come out, that you could put another Dr. Eggman in its place. And we are getting an Eggomatic as well. It is going to be a playset, and it's going to come with various different parts to let you create a few of the different bosses from the original Sonic and Sonic 2 games. But let's just look at the size scale here to the regular character, and you can see that it looks fantastic. You know, I'm going to put them on the other side because we've got the sun coming in from the side there, and there we go. Oh my goodness, the sun is causing me so much grief. There we go. So it's a perfect scale. Of course, the First 4 Figures has no, it doesn't have any movability. There's no moving parts. It's just a statue for all intents and purposes, but it is such a nice piece that would go with any of your classic figures. And of course, if we're going through the classic figures, then let's just quickly take a look at the classic Metal Sonic as well. Metal Sonic is of course a little bit bigger than what Sonic is, but the First 4 Figures Metal Sonic does look absolutely fantastic as well. It's one of the best Metal Sonic figures I think we've ever had. I've got a huge Metal Sonic collection. Metal Sonic is my favourite character from the Sonic franchise. I've loved him for a long, long time. And we are getting a classic Metal Sonic, but he does not look like this. He's not that dark colour. Instead, they went for the kind of lighter shade like this version of Metal Sonic. This one has no flexibility at all, but this is exactly what he's going to look like. Unfortunately, he's kind of looking down there, but this is what the Metal Sonic is going to look like when he comes out. He's going to be this colour, he's going to be the same kind of scale as your classic figures, and he's going to be very, very awesome and very, very pretty. So, with that said, folks, let us just move these out of the way, and let's bring the original cast back into the foreground. There we are, we have Sonic, we have Tails, we have Knuckles, we have the good Doctor, who is anything but good, and of course Amy. And there we go, there is the set of 5 classic Sonic figures that you'll get in this lovely set. Is it worth it? I think absolutely so. I can't remember the price that I paid for it, but these figures in general will go for about £5 each. So if you can get the set of 5 for about £25, you're breaking even. If you get it for £20, then you're making, you're basically getting a free figure. And if you get it for any less than that, then that's even better. And I think it's well worth it. I really, really love the Knuckles. He is my favourite of the 5, unquestionably. The Amy's pretty cool too. But of course, Sonic, Tails and Amy are all re-releases. Knuckles and Robotnik are currently, this is the only way to get them, but they are releasing in the next set of waves, the next wave of figures. So if you want, you can hold off for just a little bit longer, and you'll just be able to pick up the Knuckles and the 2-inch Dr. Robotnik by himself if you want to do that. But I was not willing to wait, and I just wanted to get all of this done and recorded for you guys. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, and if you watched all the way through this half hour, then thank you very much, that is very appreciated. And with that said, folks, this is going to be the start of a new selection of videos that's going to be recorded for Sonic. Oh, you know what? Before we actually close out the video, let me just pause for just a second. And there we go, because I know how much you guys love the little gimmick. And we let it rotate so that you can see all the way around all of the 5 different characters that you get from this lovely little collection. So with that said, folks, if you enjoyed it, please give us a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you see when more of these videos go out. There's going to be a lot more Sonic videos going out very, very soon, particularly classic Sonic videos. Then there might even be some more Sonic videos after that. We try to upload at least 2 videos a day. I don't always upload 2, but I try to. And generally, one tends to be an unboxing video and one tends to be either playing games or something similar to that, either a board game, card games, that sort of thing. And that's what I try to do on our channel. So there's hopefully something for all of you out there. And remember, if you like this, there's an entire Sonic playlist that you can get by just clicking right down there on the names of Grand Cat, and then go into the playlist and you can see them all there, all of their lovely, glorious views. So that's going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.